Some people will use the impending zombie apocalypse as an excuse for anything. Sure, the world's ending, but the seasons still change, don't they? There's really no reason not to update your autumn-winter wardrobe. You've got to ask yourself, is this protagonist covered in blood because they've been grappling with the undead, or because they're trying to conceal a cami top that just screams 1997? In an attempt to shed light on this important issue, we've decided to shame the 10 worst fashion criminals in the Resident Evil series. For more vital reporting from the red carpet of PC Games, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell.
There's a time and a place for big shoulder pads. Those are either company boardrooms in the 1980s or the battlefields of the 41st millennium. The first Resident Evil game is neither of those scenarios, so what exactly is Jill Valentine doing sporting these? Just look at them. They're essentially the top part of a flak jacket, a piece of defensive equipment designed to protect the entire torso. If you were going to cut that jacket down, are the shoulders really the bit you'd keep? Not, say, something that covers the chest cavity or spine? Alright Jill, at least the zombies can't chew on your collarbone.
When you say that I want it that way.
Tell me why. Oh, sorry. It's Leon Kennedy who gets me going with his boy band curtains. He was sporting them in Resi 2 back in 1998, and while it was almost acceptable then, by Resi 4 he was in desperate need of a restyle. But stubborn Leon was still rocking the fringe in 2012.
There where you are.
Clearly, if it was good enough for DiCaprio in Titanic, it was good enough to get this ex-Raccoon City police officer from cradle to coffin.
In Resident Evil 4, pop idol Leon ends up facing off against mean old Ramon Salazar. Possibly because he's so tiny, Salazar dresses in the attire of history's best known short ass, Napoleon Bonaparte. We're talking full-on tricon hat, velvet jacket and knee-high stockings. With his gremlin-like face, the get-up makes him one of the more ridiculous villains in the Resident Evil series. What's that? Some breaking news here. I'm told that Napoleon wasn't even short, it's just a myth. Get your facts straight, psychonauts.
There are several important things that you need from a gas mask. Things like a tight seal to keep the bad air out, and a working filter to clean the stuff you inhale. LEDs, not so much. But that didn't stop Capcom adding a pointless blue glow to Lupo's mask in Operation Raccoon City. It appears that Umbrella like to purchase their protection gear from PC enthusiast brand Razer, rather than a reputable defense merchant. And while Lupo may look rad at a LAN convention, those LEDs are the perfect guide to allow an enemy to score the sweetest of headshots.
Rebecca Chambers is an elite member of the STARS Bravo team. She graduated college early, excelled in biochemistry, and went on to become a frontline medic. Naturally, she needs a uniform befitting her qualifications, so Capcom came up with this. Yes, the paramedic standard white corset and frilly skirt. First introduced as an unlockable costume in the Mercenaries 3D, it's now DLC for Resident Evil 0 HD. Before you download it, just take a moment to think about whether or not this is suitable attire for fighting off a zombie outbreak. Really?
Around the time of The Matrix, there was only one way you could tell everyone that you were cool: a trench coat and sunglasses combo. Fortunately for the world, dressing in a fake leather bin bag has been out of fashion ever since. Unless you're Albert Wesker, of course. In Resi 5, he decided that this full-length coat with carbon fibre effect pattern was wardrobe perfection. Despite the fact that a long flappy coat is just asking to be grabbed by a zombie. Grabbed, pulled, twisted and used to strangle. Yep, a sound investment there, Albert.
You know when your dad went through his midlife crisis and started buying horrendous garish shirts in an attempt to recapture his youth? Well, it turns out he went on to get a part in Resident Evil 7. Jack Baker, the man of the house in Resi's terrifying new outing, is decked out in the worst shirt imaginable, a sort of vomit yellow with patterned stripe. It was almost certainly bought at a Walmart during the January sale. Despite only owning it 3 weeks, Jack's already got grease and gravy stains down it. At least, we hope they're grease and gravy stains. Resi's a series about horrific kitchen disasters, right?
There are some fashion choices that just leave you a bit lost for words. Jessica Sherawat's wetsuit is one of those. I'm not sure if you'd already noticed, but it appears to be missing a leg. Now, normally you'd return such a defective item of clothing to the retailer and request a new, more complete one. But Jessica seems to have decided there's something chic about the legless look. Showing this much flesh, naturally, makes an awful lot of sense in a world in which one bite can turn you into a shuddering, brain-dead monster.
Remember when the Baker family went to Walmart to buy that shirt for Jack? While there, they also picked up this very dowdy blouse for Marguerite. It's just a shame they didn't visit any of the other aisles for shampoo and conditioner. Look at the state of Marguerite's hair. Brittle and unconditioned, it's begging for a little L'Oreal. Come on Marguerite, you're worth it.
Gaming has a weird relationship with the tribal tattoo. I mean, remember when Nintendo made a Game Boy with one? Even that tribal tat tragedy takes second place behind Resident Evil's Billy Coen, however. His sleeve is not so much a tribal pattern as those shapes you draw when testing whether a Sharpie still has ink in it. In fact, that's probably what happened. Rather than hand the artist the intricate dragon design he'd slaved over, Billy accidentally gave him his blotting paper. Remember, absent-mindedness leads to permanent ink disasters. And probably death by zombies too.
So ends the list. Let this be a lesson. Here's what happens when you think Umbrella is an evil corporation and not an accessory that can really finish off an outfit. Of course, if you've seen any dress code felonies yourself, let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more fashion advice from games journalists.